low string, 6th string. So piano. This is Rob Ash with GuitarZoom.com. I've got another lesson for you called, it's basically a chord theory for songs. It's basically a way to take some of the mystery out for looking at a guitar and understanding how the fretboard works and how to place chords in there. I know when you're starting to learn songs and you just see the letters and maybe it's got a little shape next to it, you don't understand what those chords mean. So what we do in this lesson is really focus on the building blocks for chords. Where everything sits on the neck, what notes are where. That's a super helpful thing to understand where your chords are going to go and why they go there. So we talk about how to build the chords from stacking thirds, actually putting them on the neck with the caged system, so learning the different shapes for major and minor chords. And another thing that we really spend a lot of time on is chord inversions. This is a great way to unlock some of the patterns on the guitar neck that you maybe haven't seen before if you're just starting out. When you're learning these different church chords and cowboy chords, as I call them, it's helpful to know where the other ones are, because sometimes if you see something, I know where A is, but they don't know that there's an A up here, and there's an A up here, and there's an A up here. So what we do is we create some exercises to be able to show you where all of the chords are, not just a couple of them, where all of them are. So that way, when you're thinking, okay, in something in the key of C or the key of A or the key of G, you can look down at the neck and you can figure out where all those chords are and where all the little parts of the chords that get constructed, where you can take little bits and pieces of them, especially when you're playing lead. That's super helpful to know how to do, because if you're wanting to play over a chord structure, if you're jamming with your friends or playing along with a song, if you know what those chords are, you can inform how you're setting up your lead lines, or if you're playing melodies or other harmonies on top of it. So what we do is we actually do this chord inversion exercise. It's basically like leapfrogging your chord structure. So if you start with a major chord, like C, for instance, we'll start with C, E, and G. And what we do is we take 3 strings and 3 notes at a time, because these triads, or 3-note chords, we'll just take 3 at a time and move them all the way up and down the neck. So with these inversions, whichever one is the lowest note in the chord is kind of the root note for that chord at the time. So what we're doing is we're taking things like there's C, E, and G, and then we flip it, so we take E and put that in the bass. So instead of having C, the root note, you've got the 3rd E. So here's root note version, C, E, G. We do the first inversion, we move up here. E, G, C. So they just leapfrog over the top. So C goes to the end, E comes to the front, G's next. Now you do the same thing again, and you put G in the bass. G, C, E. Then you leapfrog them again, and we're back to the root note, just an octave higher where we started. So the exercise goes like this. So you're seeing where all these different chords are up and down the neck, not just sitting in one spot, but if you want to have some movement in your phrase, okay? Now what we can do is we can take that same thing and we can move it to a different set of strings with the same rules. It just sounds a little bit different. So if we were doing the same C exercise on the 6th, 5th, and 4th strings, it'd look like this. Okay, G, C, E, C, E, G, E, G, C. Same shapes we were using before. Okay, just like here. Now we can do this all the way up the neck. So if we were on the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd strings, it looked like this. See what we're doing there? Just flipping things over on top of each other. So what we try to do is focus on where our lead notes are and where the next ones are to do the exercise. So if we're going E, G, C, we need to go to the G next. G, C, E. Now we need the C next. C, E, G. I need that E again. E, G, C. Okay. Do the same thing on the 3rd, 2nd, and 1st strings. G, C, E. C, E, G. E, G, C. G, C, E. Now we can take this from all the way down here, all the way, so play every single C that's available, every C triad on the entire guitar without missing one. There we go. So that's just kind of an example of how we do some of the inversions. That way it unlocks the entire guitar neck. You can see where everything is, and you can see how these chords move. So it starts giving those building blocks of moving around the neck freely, being able to see exactly where you are, knowing where your root note, your 3rd note, and your 5th are at all times, so that it helps inform your playing a little bit more. You play more comfortably. It's like having GPS. It's really helpful when you know exactly where you're going, or without having to recalculate, because obviously certain GPSs are better than others. And that's kind of the same thing with the guitars. We're working in standard tuning. It's really helpful to have that baseline of where are all my notes at, how do I start creating chords, and where to go next. So when you start learning songs, you start seeing things that you don't necessarily understand, this course will be able to help you take some of the mystery out so you can view the guitar differently than before you take the course. And that's really what we're looking for, is to help empower you guys to learn more about the instrument, understand some of the different possibilities, and how to really improve your playing and give you a lot of different options. So even if you're just wanting to learn different ways of phrasing chords and, beefing up your chops a little bit so that you can, play your favorite songs out at a campfire, try and press some girls or something like that. That's really what we're looking to do with this course. So again, this is Chord Theory for Songs. My name is Rob Ash with guitar-zoom.com, and hope you guys enjoy the lesson. We'll do some more for you in the future.